Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about the Batman and how this movie is going to be a massive hit, in my opinion. And along with that, I want to talk about some comic books that go with the Batman or kind of tie in with the Batman, or possibly, we'll see in the Batman. But looking at this movie, for one, I'm really hyped about seeing this movie. Like, I don't really get out of bed for some of these movies to go out to the theater and see. I mean, this one I'm looking forward to actually going to see in the theater. Probably the first movie I've seen in the theater in a long time, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's just so many like catalysts working for this movie to become like this massive hit, and almost kind of like start like I don't want to say like a Batmania that we kind of saw in '89, but it could be that. First off, I want to start by saying, like, I enjoy Batman. I've always enjoyed Batman. Even like as a kid, I grew up on Batman. I loved the '89 movie in Batman Returns with Keaton, those movies. And then I enjoyed those other movies throughout my childhood, and the Dark Knight trilogy and all that. But with this movie, I think it could go either one of two ways, which I will talk about in another video. But with this movie, it's just got so many catalysts going for it. I mean, you got great casting, in my opinion. I mean, I was very skeptical of Robert Pattinson when they cast him. But looking at what he's been saying lately, how he went, looking at interviews and what he's been talking about in regards to the Batman, how he took on the role, like Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, and Paul Dano, I think is gonna kill it. I mean, we'll talk about a little bit later in depth, but I just think with this movie and the timing of it, I mean, you got people that are just begging to go see a movie now. I mean, they're kind of want some escapism. Like, we already saw what happened with No Way Home, like kind of like the resurgence of people going to the theater. But this time, I think it like Spider-Man No Way Home is already like top 6 all time or something like that, with like one, I don't know the numbers exactly, but it's like 1 point, they've already made almost, they're approaching to be like 2 billion or something like that gross, or total gross or whatever. But with this, I was hearing that the Batman, it only costs $100 million. Okay, that seems pretty cheap to me in a Hollywood big budget movie. But it's going to be coming out March 4th, and there's literally no competition all month. And I think this thing's just going to print money for a month. I mean, the only thing that's going to probably slow it down is itself, because they're putting it on HBO Max like 45 days later. But this is shaping up to be like massive, my opinion. I think this thing's gonna blow No Way Home out of the water. Call me crazy, I think it's gonna do better than Spider-Man. I mean, as an IP, me personally, I think I like Batman a lot better than than Spider-Man. I always have, you know what I mean? I kind of like, you know, maybe it's because I had more exposure as a kid, so I'm like more, I just like Batman better than Spider-Man for some reason. But anyways, I want to talk about some of the comics that kind of go with it. Or I don't think these comics are going to just skyrocket or anything like that. It's just kind of fun to have, you know, because I honestly, DC doesn't get the price movements that some of these Marvel keys or whatever get. Maybe this movie will kind of like trigger a little bit of a resurgence or like price action towards, like, you know, some of these books. But I just want to show off, this is Detective Comics 377. This is just like a pretty cool Riddler cover. I think with Paul Dano as the Riddler, I think he's just going to knock it out of the park as far as his performance and just what he's going to do for this role. Like, I think he's going to do for this role what Heath Ledger did for the Joker in The Dark Knight. That might be a stretch, or, you know, I mean, Heath Ledger just killed it as the Joker. But I think Paul Dano is going to bring a lot to the Riddler that they're bringing a whole nother, it seems like they're bringing a whole nother take on Batman. I mean, this thing's going to be dark. This thing's going to be like that noir detective that, like, is just going to just be suspenseful as hell. Hopefully. I mean, and another thing, that the thing's going to be 3 hours long. If this thing's boring for 3 hours, I don't know what to say. I'm going to be like, what were you doing, Matt Reeves? I was falling asleep. You know what I mean? But I don't, what I've been seeing from Matt Reeves and the cast and all that, and just, we haven't seen nothing from the trailers, it seems like. But maybe I'm just overly hyped about this movie, about the Batman. But what do you guys think? Are you guys hyped for the Batman? I think this movie is going to be amazing. I mean, but this is just a cool Riddler cover. I mean, this isn't really a high grade. It says it's a very good, but you just, these old, like, Silver Age Detective Comics and stuff like that, you just can't beat it, and they're so cheap for now, and it's kind of want to, it's like so hard not to pick up. But also this cover I just love. I don't, this whole series, The Long Halloween, was like one of my favorite. Just, it was actually one of the first like storylines or trade paperbacks that I like read when I wanted to get into comics, and I was just like, I just love this story. I love The Long Halloween. I love what Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale did, and I love the covers. They're just so simple, and this is like a near mint copy. I don't see anything wrong with this, but I would love to just get all, I would love to get like all of The Long Halloween like in like 9.8s, but that the first one's the most expensive. You could get the back issues of the other ones like fairly cheap and high grade too. But yeah, I love The Long Halloween, and supposedly they're gonna take elements from The Long Halloween and put it in the Batman, which is awesome. I just want to show off let me show off this Penguin cover. Which I want to say they said this was like the second appearance of Penguin in the Silver Age. It's like, okay. But I picked this up a while ago. Like, they said this was a 1.5. Okay. There's no real like major, I don't see no like spine tears or anything like that. And look, to me, it looks like a 3.0, but 3.5. But this is just a cool Penguin cover. Batman 169. All the old you just can't beat some of these old Batman detective covers. I mean, but real quick though, some speculation to this movie. Now there's been like, there's rumors everywhere. The one thing about this movie is like Spider-Man No Way Home, we all knew what was going to happen because there was like leaks galore prior, or at least I was seeing them. Maybe I'm just not looking for them with the Batman because I'm really looking forward to it. But it just seems like we haven't really seen any kind of like leaks or anything. But I think like you got Paul Dano as the Riddler, you got Colin Farrell with Penguin and all that, but there's got to be. It seems like they're hinting at something bigger than and more villains behind that. So people are talking about the Quarter Owls coming in this universe, which if they do that, that would be amazing, and because they could do so much with that. I mean, they could continue it throughout, you know, the next iteration of the Batman, or the sequels to this series. But I want to talk about some of these Quarter Owl keys, which I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. But you got in the second series of Batman that like Greg Capullo, I guess, did like the Quarter Owls, like the first appearance. But this is number 6. Supposedly the first full Quarter Owls. Is confusing on like, because they have like cameos for like first 5 issues, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is the full. But maybe it's something I just need to read it. I just need to pick up like a trade of Quarter Owls. But this one, I picked this up like a while ago for cheap, for like maybe $10. But I think you get, there's like maybe one spine tick in the middle. It's not a near mint copy. It's like maybe a 9.0, but it's a great cover. But yeah, if the Quarter Owls show up, we're talking, I don't think this thing's gonna, you know, I'm not gonna retire off this, but it's definitely gonna go up in value. And another one, this is, I think this is first appearance of one of the Talons, or one of the, you know, assassins from the Quarter Owls. This is number 2 of that run, and pretty cool cover. But yeah, this is that. They got this as a very fine. I don't really see anything wrong with it. Maybe I'm not seeing something. And this one, I picked this up for like nothing while ago. This is like a Talon One Shot. And this is just about one of the people that, one of the Talons that escaped the Quarter Owl. The first appearance of that guy. But great cover. Just cheap speculation, and it's, might as well pick it up when it's like $3. So, and another thing, I've been reading about and watching about Matt Reeves talking about Mr. Freeze. Now, I don't see why he would be talking about this unless he plans to do something with him. Unless he wants to just hype everybody up about maybe he owns a bunch of Mr. Freeze keys, and Matt Reeves, you know, wants to improve the value of his collection. But yeah, I think Mr. Freeze is going to probably come up in this Matt Reeves Batman trilogy. But this right here is the first Detective Comics 373. This is the first time he gets referred to as Mr. Freeze. He was being called Mr. Zero, which in Batman 121, if I'm not mistaken. And this seems like an overlooked key all the time. Like, I would think it'd be like, this is like the second appearance, I guess. But the first time he was referred to the name that everybody knows him as, that's kind of important. But this book's pretty beat up. I mean, it's nowhere near it. It's presentable for sure, but there's a lot of spine. I think there's a spine tear, but it's just a great cover, though. I mean, how the hell is Batman gonna get out of that? Like, he's literally in an ice cube being pushed off a freaking building. But that's comics for you. But yeah, that's that book. But yeah, the Batman. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for the Batman? I know I am. Like I said, I think this movie is just going to be a massive hit. I might be crazy. It could flop for all I know. But, you know, I'm excited for it. But just seeing if there's anything else I could show you. I don't know. These are some just cool books I picked up. Some Batman stuff, since we're already in the video. This is the movie comic of the original Batman, the '89 Batman. Just a great cover. I honestly did not realize this was a square bound book when I bought it, but this thing's in pretty good shape though. And speculation to the Flash movie that apparently every Batman known to man is going to be in that movie. You got freaking Keaton, you got Ben Affleck, which I wish we'd get more Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, he honestly probably was the one that was the closest looking to Batman that we've seen. And this is Legends of the Dark Knight number 50. This is just a great Joker cover, isn't it? I don't know why people don't talk about this as like the best covers of all time, or at least the best Joker covers of all time. But and supposedly there's rumors about the Joker being in this movie. Now, I can see that happening. Supposedly there's some casting rumors about some Arkham prisoner. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of avoid those spoilers or rumors because I want to see it and and just be surprised or whatever when supposedly they show him in the jail cell or whatever. But this is another comic that I picked up that's just a fun cover. This is Brave and the Bold. What is this? 93. I just love this cover. It's like a Batman cover and a horror cover. It's just, they said this is a 4.0, but I mean, could use a cleaning really. But this is a great cover. It's just like a lot of these Batman books are kind of cheap. And a lot of DC stuff's like cheaper. Maybe this movie will build up that hype for old DC comics again, because I think they're undervalued. I mean, I want to get I want to get some of these rogue galleries. You know, I definitely want Mr. Freeze. I want Poison Ivy. Affordable ones. I'm never gonna get Golden Age Rogues Gallery, you know, Penguin, Joker, Riddler, unless I want to pay 10 grand for a low grade one of those or something like that. But but yeah, I want to get Freeze, Ivy. The only Golden Age one that I think I may be able to pick up is the Mad Hatter, which has an awesome Joker cover and is the first appearance of Vicky Vale along with Mad Hatter. So I'm gonna keep looking to see if I could get one on like under 1,500, but I'm not gonna go out of my way, you know, to get a beat up copy of it. But the Batman. Now I got another video coming up that's either gonna, like, we're gonna see the Batman go one way or the other, which, you know, I'm pointing towards it being a massive hit and all that and a good movie, but it could also go another way, but we'll leave that for another video. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you later.